So if you want to use your graphing calculator to help you graph a linear inequality, I'm going to show you how that's done. You still have to solve for y, or another way to think about that is you have to put it into y equals mx plus b form. Otherwise this calculator won't graph it for you. But I'm just going to go into the y equals right up here, and I'm going to enter the same information that we had on the previous slides. So it's just going to be negative 2 minus 3x, and remember this is where your variable is. And so if we graph it, we get the line going straight through. However, it's not shaded anywhere. But before I show you how to shade it, I did want to go over how you can actually get the coordinates, because just looking at this line, you might be able to guess a couple of them, but it's kind of hard to see what exact coordinates that this line is going through. And that's where the table comes in nice and handy. So I'm going to go to second table here, and you see it lists out different coordinates that line is going through. So if you needed to graph this on a piece of paper, after you solve for y and put it into the y equals, you can just come to the table here, and you can pick out different coordinates. You could plot negative 3, 7, and 0, negative 2, and 1, negative 5, and then draw your line straight through that. But let's get this thing shaded also. So I'm going to go back to the y equals, and there's this whole column over here, and that's like how your line is represented on the graph. So I'm going to scroll over until I can highlight that. This is an old version, and so I don't have as many options as some of the newer calculators have. But you're going to hit enter, and for the calculator that I have, I can make the line darker. And so if you go to the graph, you can see now that it's just darker than it was before. But I'm going to go back over here and hit enter one more time, and you get this little half triangle, and that's where the shading starts for you. This is saying y is greater than, shade above the line. If I hit enter one more time, it's shade below the line, y is less than. And that's the inequality that we were trying to graph. So now that I have set it up so that it says y is less than negative 2 minus 3x, when I hit graph, you can see all the shaded, and this would be where your solution set is. You still have to worry about on your piece of paper making it dotted or solid. On the example that we just went over, that's solid. I don't know personally how to both get it shaded and a dotted line. There are a couple more options that you could go through here, but this is just the shaded part. So again, if you need these coordinates, go to the table to get it exact, and then this is what your graph should look like.